Hello friends, hope you all are doing good. Welcome back to Voice of Seminarians. Thank you for your love, thank you for your support to our channel Seminarians. Thank you for connecting with us. Today we have a wonderful friend with us. So today we are going to hear from him lot of things. He is a man with a lot of experiences and lot of things you are going to hear today. So let's move to him. Hello Naveen.
Hi.
We are so happy to be with you, and we have been thinking about to call you. But today, I think it's exact the time God's will. This is the exact time for that. So, can you introduce yourself?
Hi. First of all, I would like to thank this channel, Seminarians, and all the team members for this chance that you are giving to me. And I am very happy to introduce myself. And I hope all the audience is also enjoying.
Yeah, exactly. You are from?
I am from Karnataka.
Karnataka. And can you say about your family?
I am born and brought up in Karnataka. My family consists of father, mother, and I have an elder brother, and he is married and is doing pastoral ministry.
All right. How about your education?
Yeah, I did my school studies and +2 in my hometown, Karnataka.
Okay.
Then soon after my +2, I have joined in India Bible College and Seminary for the BTech program. So after finishing that, now I have updated to BD. Now I am in the final year.
BD final
BD
year.
final year.
Now.
Yes.
All right. So it's a big journey, theological journey.
Yes.
And I'm so happy because you had a big theological experience. Even though our channel name is Seminarians, so we are mostly focusing on seminarians, and you used to connect with seminarians. So how about your seminary experience and all?
My seminary experience was, I would say, it is a mixed experience.
All right.
There was a time of joy as well as there was a time of sometimes disappointments and
Bitterness.
Pain. Yeah.
Right.
It's casual. It's normal with even though we call ourselves as seminarians, basically we are college students.
Exactly.
As a college student goes, similar kind of experiences we have, but the difference is we have something different here. That's the love of God that makes this different.
Exactly. And what was the turning point? What made you to come to seminary? You know, the thing is actually nowadays we have a concept that if you go to seminary and you don't have a good future, there is a trend, there is a talk like that. And another thing, when after our +2 or after our graduating course, we used to go for higher studies in a secular field. And what made you to come to seminary?
Basically, two things. One is the call of God. Second thing is my passion.
All right.
So the call of God is just to say about it. I was called before I was born. That means before my brother was born. It was 7 years ago. Means 7 years before my birth. God spoke to my mother through a prophecy that he will bless her with 2 sons.
Okay.
So he will use both of them in ministry. But it is not like it is not like just for pastoral ministry or something. God simply said that He will use us for His glory, for His ministry. So from the time I was born, I was brought up with that stories, with that experiences, and apart from what I have heard, even the experience within my family, with the faith life of my mother, and everything has influenced me. So that was the starting point. Means I had just to say it like it was a passion for me.
Okay.
Not just because someone pushed me or just because someone dedicated me, but even though sometimes I would feel that it was not my choice, but still that passion.
Did you ever thought that without your permission they committed you for ministry?
No, I didn't thought. Means I sometimes I think they did the right thing.
Exactly. Oh, you feel that it's a blessed thing which you are doing now. Okay, so you are happy with that.
Yes.
Happy with your calling and happy that you are selected by God or you are called by God.
And then I also have seen the ministerial experiences, like the hardships that the Christian minister has to go through. and the rejections, pain, everything I have gone through. But even in the midst of that, I found that okay, it's my calling. I never had something like animosity or hostility towards that.
Have you ever regret about your, like, you committed your life for ministry?
No, I never.
Never regret. Oh, praise God. So, I heard that you have written some books. So, what is your age now?
Now I am 23.
23. In this small period of time, you wrote around 4 books, right? Yeah, I was so surprised. Can you share about that book's name and all?
By God's grace, I was able to author and publish 4 books and a few articles here and there.
Oh, okay.
Then
Can you name the books?
So my first book was actually I didn't plan it to be a book. Basically, in 2019, towards the end of 2019, when I was in BTS second year.
When you are studying BTH second year, all right.
So in 2019, towards the end, I just had a like I started to prepare some notes. Means based on different topics. First, I did on ancient Near Eastern culture and the ancient Near Eastern culture.
Near Eastern culture
And
right.
the Old Testament relations.
Okay.
It was just means I was reading. I thought that okay, it would be better if I make it as a short notes. So with that, I started to write some notes on Book of Revelation.
Okay.
So that was the starting point. So the moment I started it, it was continuing. It was going on. And in 2020, before the lockdown, I almost finished 2 chapters of that.
Okay.
Means it went on. I thought, okay, some teachers as well as some of my friends gave that idea. Why don't you make it as a book?
All right.
Then I started it. But actually, it was not my first book. My first book was Unmuting the Bible.
Unmuting the Bible.
Unmuting the Bible.
All right.
So towards the end of 2020, and means it was a lockdown period. Then different things changes have happened. We had to go out of the campus, and the online classes, everything is started. But it was during that time I started to think about another topic, different topic, and that I published it as a book. That was my first book, Unmuting the Bible. So that talks about the biblical narrative and how it is exploring the kingdom of God throughout the biblical narrative, what we can say, and then how it is connected to the present society. So that was my first book. So I finished within 2-3 months, and I published it in 2020 March.
You know one thing, actually on that time my brother studied with you, right, Vishnu? So he was sharing about this book. One of our classmates made a book or wrote a book, and he was so excited. I was also so excited. BT student wrote a book. Are you joking? He said no, and he was just explaining about that book, and I was so curious about it. When I came here and saw you and heard about these things, I am so happy about it. What about next book?
Soon after that, the second book came during the time of second wave, COVID second wave. So it was a time of, we have experienced the turmoil in the nation, how the things, the harsh visuals we had to see, that, dead bodies were thrown on the streets, people were struggling for the oxygen. So during that during that experience, I had thought about, as a Christian, how can we respond to this?
Oh, okay.
As a Christian, how can we, as we go, not just response, as we experience all these things, how can we understand God? People were questioning, everyone, it's quite natural that to question about, is there God, or is God in control, or can we understand God in this situation? So it was during that period of time I thought about, took some of the biblical stories, and I used them to relate with the present time, and just as a response, how can we understand God during COVID? And the book is I titled as Jesus Began to Weep. So then
Jesus Began to Weep. That's the title of the book.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Then the third book, I don't call it as a book, but I published it as a book. Actually, it is during the COVID time. Again, going back to the 2020. So it was during that period, all the churches were closed. We were not able to meet together. So it was during that time I started a small WhatsApp group for the youth.
Okay.
So for the youngsters in our church and those we know,
With how many participants?
around 15 to 20.
All right, all right.
So it was with that group, those all the Christian youth we know. With them I started a WhatsApp group. That in that WhatsApp group I started to post each week or sometimes twice in a week. I started to post one small thought on holiness.
All right.
Means it not as a strange concept, not something that we can fear. Means actually today's youth fear, means they don't like the word holiness.
Exactly.
So-
and another thing, they don't have
Idea.
the first thing, and second thing is like they don't know the which criteria, up to which level
Yeah.
we could, how we could live, or what is holy, what is not holy,
Yeah.
and it's mixed with something like
So even the hearing from the churches, hearing from the pastors, hearing about holiness a lot, people felt that it is something we cannot achieve.
Exactly.
So I started to share few thoughts on, like, it is not something we should be afraid of. It is something we should be joyful
Yeah.
that we are called to be holy, that we are called to be dedicated for God. So I started to explore on that. Really, it means how can we be holy in our family? How can we be holy in our personal life? How can we be holy in the society? So just explorations on from the different scripture portions, just to motivate, not that I at the last into after that I compiled together those short lessons. I compiled together, re-edited and published as Challenge of Holiness.
Nowadays the culture is changing.
Yeah.
The world is updating. It's
Yeah.
so advanced. Day by day it's advanced and updating. So can holiness change according to the culture and are advancing the world, updating the world?
There are two things, okay, in holiness. Basically holiness means dedication,
All right.
being dedicated. So it varies from culture to culture how we manifest our holiness, how we express our holiness. Means it is not just about outer experience, it is not just about worship and all. It's about in our culture, the place we are, or the locality in which we are living, how can we be dedicated to God in that city.
All right.
Means it includes counterculture, in the sense, in sometimes it has to go against the culture, but sometimes it has to learn from the culture how to be holy.
All right.
For example, about worship. So holiness in worship. Usually our culture teaches us that worship is all about a place, or it is some locality.
And coming together and praising God.
So, but the biblical idea of worship is being worshipping God in spirit and truth. So it is not related with place, but it is related with people.
And it's co-eternal. It started from the
Yeah.
beginning and it won't end.
Yeah.
So it continues.
Yeah.
The life itself is a worship.
Yeah,
right?
that's what I would like. I was trying to explore there. It is not connected with a place or a building, but it is connected with people.
People. All right.
So in that way, in different topics, 8 or 9 topics, I took different topics.
In the fourth book.
Third book.
Third book. All right.
So I titled that book as Challenge of Holiness, Radiating God's Light in the Dark World.
Oh, okay.
So I use the holiness as a metaphor for light.
What about fourth book?
Fourth book is the book that I have started in the beginning.
Oh, okay.
So
it took a big period of time.
It took nearly
complete
2 years to complete.
Okay.
But I within the 2 years, on the one side experience and on the other side learning, learning slowly, gradually, that made me to improve that book even more.
Okay.
So it was painful experience on the one side. Why because I had to change a lot of things. I sat and I did work for several months, but still at the end, when I came, when I wanted to continue it, because of the new information I have and because of the experience I got, I had to change most of things. So always unlearning is a painful experience.
Exactly.
So I had to unlearn many things. I had to take out many things. That hard work of several months. But still, from my experience, I would say that is the best book I have written.
What about
it is about the book of Revelation and connecting it to the Indian realities. How can we use the book of Revelation, read the book of Revelation and be motivated to live for Christ in the present generation.
Oh, praise God. And it's all about the eschatological studies and all, right?
You know that I would recommend to read the book.
All right.
Then actually it's about eschatology. Still, it is a realistic.
Oh, can you face any contradiction regarding that book and all?
It's quite natural when it goes, when it is not fitting to the popular interpretations and all. It is common to face. But still, I'm convinced about this. This and means for me, the entire Bible is not just to think, not just to study, but it is for real life.
It's a truth.
It's a truth for life. So
Exactly.
that applies to Revelation also. Why we should sideline it as something we should not study? It's also for our benefit and it's also for our practical life. So I use that.
I'm so happy to hear this. And what's next? After you, as we know that after some times you're going to graduate from here, you're completing your BD program. Okay, it's a big theological journey. And what's next? What you're going to do next?
So actually, I have a desire for the higher studies, but that's aside. But immediately, I would like to go for teaching.
Teaching ministry.
Yes, teaching ministry.
Oh, so and with that, along with that, you would like to continue the writing too.
Yes, that won't stop.
Exactly, because you have a skill of writing. So don't stop it. Move forward. Let the God may use you mightily. The days to come for the youngsters as well as many people in the world. And what would you like to say to our subscribers, to our viewers? And if you share something from the word, it will be good.
Yes. So before going to the word, I would like to say something to the youth. Both for those who are in seminary and outside the seminary. Actually, today we have a trend like follow your passion. So I would like to use it in the same way, follow your passion. But that passion should be for God.
That passion should be for God. Okay.
So passion basically means deep love. So what I would like to say is have that deep love for God. With that passion, whether you do ministry, whether you do anything, so with that passion, if you move forward, that passion will lead you, towards the people. Basically, passion is, what I mean by passion is have that deep desire for God, deep love for God. And with that deep love for God, if you move forward, and on the one side, God will lead you, and on the other side, whatever you do, you can do with joy.
Exactly.
So this applies for ministry also. Ministry is not something, just something. It's okay. God has taken me from here and put me here. It is not something like that.
It's not something compulsion also.
It is not even compulsion. It is not about it is not a job actually.
Exactly.
It's if something comes out of passion. So even that love, deep love for God will lead us to the people. That's the essence of ministry. Ministry we are not doing for the sake of God. Ministry we are doing for the sake of people. With that love of God, with the heart of God, we are meeting the people. That's the ministry basically. So whatever we do, that will one way or other way it will affect the people. Whether it is pastoral ministry, whether it is teaching ministry, whether it is evangelism, or not only limited to church, even outside the church there are many opportunities for ministry where we can be witnesses for Christ by our life. Sometimes just our presence can be make something different, make difference. The way we express love of God, the way we express the character of God, that thing makes us different. So follow this passion.
Exactly.
Follow this passion for God. So sometimes this is something for the seminarians, okay? Just a small
particularly for seminarians.
Particularly for seminarians or those who are desiring for the ministry. Just I would like to say just one thought, that is sometimes when we think about ministry, it is true that we have calling, we have a specific calling, we should have a specific vision, but at the same time, what I felt sometimes is, waiting for that vision, waiting for that specific call, we simply waste our time sometimes. So this is my suggestion. You can critique it, or you can disagree with this. The thing is, as I said, if you have passion for God, you do something for God. If it is not the right thing for you, God will take to another place. Don't waste the time just sitting that, okay, I need to get a call.
Do
I need to get a
something, do
vision.
something,
Do
and
something.
move forward.
Do something. That passion will lead you to something. You may have passion for pastoral ministry, for teaching ministry, or for writing, for anywhere, anything. There are plenty of opportunities before us. Don't sit and wait that, okay, I need specific. Yes, of course, God has a plan for us, but before knowing, if you are not clear about that, don't sit and waste the time. Do something, and God, within that, God may lead you. If it is not for you, God may lead you out of that.
Exactly.
So that's means I would like to say the example of Paul. In Acts of Apostles, during his second missionary journey, Paul planned to go to Asia Minor. It was out of his passion, out of his passion for ministry. It is out of his passion for the mission. He set on journey towards the Asia Minor. So God was not against that passion, but God was just directing him to the new way, to the Macedonia.
Macedonian come.
So, it is not that he was sitting and waiting just to get the call. Okay, I need to get the call, then only I will move. No, he was doing, as he is doing, God is directing him.
Exactly.
So, ministry comes as we go. It is not it is not sitting and waiting for something else. That waiting period is there, but don't keep on waiting, but do something, and God will lead you. God will respect your passion, and God will also guide according to His will also. Exactly. Sometimes it may be hard for us to accept, but follow the will of God. At the same time, just if you are not sure about where you have to go, what you have to do, in the meantime, do what you desire for God. So God can lead you in His way, in His time.
Thank you so much, my dear Naveen. Thank you for coming, being with us. It means a lot. So I hope that our audience all will enjoy your talk and the word you shared at last, and your life and your testimony, your experiences definitely will encourage our audience. And thank you for coming, and thank you for being with Seminarians.
Thank you.
Okay, so friends, thank you so much for watching, and connect with us, and the other episodes also yet to come. So stay tuned with Voice of Seminarians. God bless you. Thank you so much.